Today I'm going to show you how to sketch and paint a Lele doll in watercolor. And a Lele doll is also called a muñeca Lele, and it's just a traditional handmade Mexican rag doll. So what I did was I looked at a bunch online, I sketched one out on paper, and then I transferred that to some cardboard paper and cut out a template for myself because I know I'm going to want to make more of these little rag dolls in the future. So instead of sketching them out each time, I'm just using a little template and making my life just a little bit easier. And then, now this is in my Simul Arts sketchbook, and I'll have that linked below in case you want to get one for yourself. I love the size. It's tiny. It's easy to create in the pockets of time that I have throughout the day or in the evening, and I just think it's perfect size. So I'm going in with my favorite Pencil Arts brush pen. I just love this thing. It has like an ink cartridge so that you can just switch that out when the ink starts to run out, and I just love it. The only thing I don't like about it is it will smear if it's not dry, and it doesn't dry super quickly either, because I did a card today for my niece who's at camp and it smeared. And I just did my best to fix it, but anyway, so I am going over all of the stuff with that brush pen. Captain's now entered the chat. And then I'm using my Daniel Smith watercolor paints, and I'm adding in some color to the skirt. And I'm using the colors green, white, and red. Those are the colors of the Mexican flag. And I'm just painting in her skirt. Now, there are tons and tons of designs and inspiration that you can find online in order to decide how you want to paint the skirt or decorate the skirt and the top. There's just tons of ways you can do it. But this is the way that I chose. And then for the hair, so on a Mexican rag doll, they normally have like those ribbons on the top of their head, like looping ribbons on the top of their head, or sometimes they'll have like braids and like ribbons on the side. But I saw a Frida one, and I thought, oh my gosh, that is like so super cute. So I want to recreate that. Oh, okay, right there. The hair, the paint for the hair was not dry, so it bled into the face, and so I just used a paper towel to blot or lift that color up, and then we were good to go again. So I saw this one, and it was like a Frida Kahlo rag doll, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's super cute. Let me try to recreate it. I switched gears like as I'm like going to paint, so it didn't turn out 100% like I originally intended to, but I think it turns out fine. So basically, once you sketch everything, and then if you use brush pen at the beginning or if you add it at the end, you're basically just coloring it in, like using this as a watercolor coloring book. And that was me practicing the little roses. You know how Frida has like little flowers on the top of her head? I thought, okay, I'm going to try to recreate that. And to make those little tiny brush marks, I'm using the very tippy tip of my brush, my quill brush. And this is a Meeden Art quill brush. And the difference between a quill brush and a round brush is that it holds more water. And here's another thing. I talk about this a lot too, but I really feel like you should stick with the same supplies and really get used to them and know how they work, because different paper, different paints, different brushes, they all can react differently depending on the way that you combine them. So just kind of keep that in mind. If it doesn't turn out exactly as mine does, or somebody or whoever else's that you're following, it could be because you're using different supplies. But on that same note, I would say use the supplies you have. And once you get to know them, you can make them do all kinds of things because you know your supplies well enough. All right, so now I'm taking in some colored pencil. We're introducing colored pencil into the chat as well. I like to add colored pencil a lot, to my paintings, and I'm just trying to define the hair. I'm trying to define those roses on top of her head, and then I'm going in with the brush pen to add the eyes, and then I was like, oh wait, I gotta go over the hair again. Anyway, you see me just trying to sketch and play as I go. I don't always have like a firm plan in mind, and I don't always have like everything ready to go, but I just focus on the joy of it and relaxing and just having fun with all of it. I do like to create that reference on the left side, so I did that as well. I was initially starting out trying to replicate everything exactly and make sure I had all the colors there, but I'm just using this more as a loose reference in the future in case I want to go back and see what I did for World Watercolor Month, my tiny Tex-Mex painting series of 2026. And yeah, that's it. This is how this one turned out. I think it's adorable. And I really had a lot of fun creating it. And I hope you enjoyed painting with me today. And I hope you come back and visit me again soon. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.